Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So I decided to build a hacienda. I stumbled upon this picture on Pinterest and I decided to give it a go, and I tried to recreate it. And recently I have watched Encanto, which is such a wonderful movie, and some of you have actually requested for me to recreate the house from the movie. And I kind of decided against doing so for now because I feel like so many simmers have already done that, and I just felt inspired to recreate this hacienda. So this hacienda is Mexican and Encanto is set in Colombia, so the styles are inherently different. It's a different culture, different vibe, but I just wanted to give this house here just a complete Encanto makeover, just giving it the Encanto treatment kind of. I just wanted to have some type of crossover, and I wanted to add so many flowers to this. I wanted this house to look as dreamy as the house from the movie without recreating it. So it's kind of like a mix of different styles and just different vibes, I guess. I wanted this house to look as if Isabella just strolled into it and just decorated it with flowers, making it look very bright and happy, very overgrown, and I just wanted there to be some type of jungle vibe. So I just tried to recreate the house first, looking quite closely at the reference to just have this type of layout, and then I started to add lots of flowers and stuff, and this was honestly like the most fun part. I really like to landscape, but as soon as you add lots of flowers to a build like this, it just kind of comes alive, and I just love all the colors. I've used the vines from Jungle Adventure, the pink ones, and then added a purple tree, just all kinds of different things, and it just looks so happy and just so beautiful. I've used the lowest wall height for this because I wanted this to be quite compact. When you look at the reference, everything is kind of really small and cute, and I didn't want this to explode because as soon as you use the tallest wall height, a build just explodes because you just have to have the correct proportions, and then everything just becomes bigger and you just have a gigantic mansion. It just happens so easily. So I really made sure to use the lowest wall height here, and I incorporated platforms. This area was kind of made up by myself, like the really tall platform in front of the house, because I just wanted to just add some stuff that I thought would look good kind of. And I then built the bridge, which can also be seen in the reference. I'm going to make this much smaller. I'm going to change it up because here at this point I thought that the proportions were working out, and this is kind of the issue. As soon as you are trying to replicate something, you really have to translate it to the game, and some things are just not really working out. So eventually I had to make some changes to the bridge, and here I'm adding a pergola from the base game. It looks so stunning, and tomorrow the new pack comes out, and there will also be a new pergola in the pack. I think I've talked about this before, like specifically about the pergola. I'm so hyped for the pergola. It looks so stunning, and I just can't wait to build with this pack. As soon as it comes out tomorrow, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to build with this, and I'm going to build a wedding venue, but I also want to build a huge mansion, like a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills type of mansion, including the pergola. So we have the pergola or multiple pergolas in the garden, and it's just a perfect spot for having a over-the-top luxurious party, like this kind of stuff. I feel so inspired. Like recently I felt so inspired in general. I really love to build. I mean, I generally love building, but I feel like the break that I kind of had to take, I've talked about this, has really kind of brought my passion back, and I just feel so inspired, and it has done wonders for me. Like, I always love to build, but to be honest with you, there's a point where you put so much pressure on yourself as a creator, and when the pressure kind of gets too high, you don't really feel good, and then it affects your creativity. It's like a downward spiral in a way, and no matter why you are creating. Like, even if it's not about the numbers for you, numbers will always affect you, even if you don't want to, because the way YouTube is built, the analytics are built, it's all just about numbers, and it's like constantly in your face, honestly, in the dashboard and stuff. This is just how it is. So even if it's just about building your community, creating for you, this stuff at some point will likely affect you, and then it's just really stressful. And I always put so much pressure on myself, but taking a break and just letting go and like stopping to think about YouTube at some point, and then just being able to come back and to create, and all of you are kind of still there and so supportive. I feel like this kind of took away the pressure for me, and this also brought back my passion, my drive, my creativity, and I feel so good. Like, I'm really at peace. I feel so good. I feel like my batteries are recharged and I feel better than ever, kind of. I think the last time I was like so relaxed and I just have fun creating. And the last time I felt this way, like really felt like myself when it comes to creating, was probably, I don't know, only in the first year of creating, maybe. I don't know, but this really helped me. The last months were really difficult for me, but now I just feel better than ever, kind of. And I just want to thank you for your support, for still being here, for just supporting me, and for watching my videos, and for just being such a great community. I've said this before, it's all about you. Without you, there wouldn't be this channel, this community. You are the community, and it's all about you. And you just, I don't know, you just put a smile on my face every day. And I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And while things were difficult, you were always there for me. And I just knew that all of you were kind of in the background, still there. And it just makes my heart full. And you're just a big part of why I just get through tough times and stuff, and it just means so much to me. And yeah, thank you. I honestly don't know where the pergola made me think of this, but I just had to get it off my chest and just had to tell you and thank you. And yeah, so back to the build. Yeah, I'm really decorating, adding all these beautiful flowers, trees, and vines. I've mainly used the vines from Jungle Adventure. These are perfect for any build like this. Like, if you are going for this really dreamy, overgrown, really upbeat vibe, I really recommend using the vines from Jungle Adventure, especially the ones which are purple or pink. And I also really like to use the vines from Cottage Living, the wisteria ones, and they're just so beautiful. I mean, I'm biased because I love Desperate Housewives and the wisteria line. So as soon as they gave us wisteria finally, I was like, yes, thank you. But no, these vines, these plants are just perfect for a house like this. And also the regular green vines from Cottage Living, which look really realistic. I've talked about this before. I really recommend using these over the ones from Get Together, for example, which look really cartoonish, unless you're going for this really heavy maxi CC vibe, kind of this really cartoonish vibe. They just have amazing textures. They just look so much better than the ones from Get Together. I said it. It's just the truth. No, it's just my opinion. You can really use whatever you want, but I really prefer these, and also the ones from Get Famous in Debug. So if you don't own Cottage Living, I recommend diving into Debug to use the ones from Get Famous, because they essentially almost look the same. The shape is different, but the textures, just the way they look, just really realistic. They are almost identical, kind of, just different shapes. So you could also use this ones if you own Get Famous, but you don't own Cottage Living. And then added multiple cacti. I really wanted to add more color here and there. And this one, which has this red blossom at the top, just adds more color. I was really going for purple and pink, but having a bit of red here and there really helps. Usually for builds like this, I really like to use lots of reds. This kind of really works. But here I was really going for pink and purple, just to make it look like the Encanto house in a way, as I've said. So I really wanted this to look so beautiful and overgrown. And I'm just obsessed with this house. Like, it came along so quickly and it looks so stunning. I just love the colors. It looks so happy and so beautiful. And it really just sets the mood for my Wedding Stories pack, honestly, because this build that I will create is also supposed to be like the idea I have in my head. It's also supposed to be really happy and upbeat and lots of flowers and stuff. And I just can't wait. To be honest, I haven't taken a look at debug yet, like any game changer reviews where they are showing debug or anything, because I didn't have the time. But I hope that we will have some fancy, beautiful flowers in debug. I've talked about this to Sadie yesterday. I wish we had some more really bright flowers or vines. Like when you look at the vines from Jungle Adventure or this purple tree, I don't even know to which pack the tree belongs, to be honest. I just filtered by color and stumbled upon this tree. It looks really bright and happy. When you look at the color palette, it looks happy, bright, upbeat, colorful, all of that. But at the same time, when you think of Encanto, for example, or Coco, another great movie, when you look at the flowers, everything is kind of glowing, almost neon. It looks really, really bright and happy, like just the colors. And I wish we had flowers like this in this game. Just a little bit more glowing, bright, a bit neon, just really, really popping and standing out. I wish we had this. I don't know if we will ever get this, but I wish we had just really, really, really colorful, bright flowers. There are some in the romantic garden stuff pack, I think, but they are kind of too neon in a way. And yeah, but we have some bright flowers, but I'm not the biggest fan of them just because of the shape and stuff. And yeah, here I'm working on the interior. The interior is not colorful at all. I wanted this to be really traditional and classy, also a bit of modern here and there, which is why I decided to use the sofa from Dream Home Decorator, but also rustic, so it really has this kind of vibe, lots of wooden tones and just really neutral. So I really want this to be rustic without being too old-fashioned or something. I really wanted this to be a bit modern. The kitchen was really challenging. As you will see, it's not an open concept. It's just a small closed room. Building this kitchen it broke my heart almost. You know that I'm always building these huge kitchens, but the floor plan was kind of different and I had to find the correct spot for the kitchen. Here you can see how I'm building the dining room, and usually it of course makes sense to have the kitchen near the dining room or right next to the dining room, but then I just had this really gigantic room left which I had to turn into the living room, and I thought, okay, where am I going to build the kitchen? I don't want to have the living room and the kitchen one room. And then I just built this small room, as you will see, and turned it into a kitchen. For this build, I really mixed objects from all kinds of different styles and packs. All the fences and railings, for example, are from the Courtyard Oasis kit, so technically the style is Moroccan, but it all works out. You can just really mix different styles and colors and textures, and you can really turn it into something new, which I really love about this game. And you can here see that I placed stairs in front of the doorways. I've used platforms on the outside, so there was a height difference, and at first I wanted to use a platform on the interior as well to make it work, but then I decided to just use stairs because it's just a different look. I never really do this and it works perfectly fine. Like, I'm also going to do this in the dining room, and at first I wasn't really sure if it's like really properly functional, but they're just really working on this and stepping on it from the side, and it's like really, it's magical. I've never really done this, but it works and it's kind of a cool look and it's just different for once. And this is the living room, the main living room. I've used the sofa from Dream Home Decorator again, this gigantic fireplace from Cottage Living. I really want this to be cozy and open at the same time. The table is also from Courtyard Oasis, I think, and I don't even know to which pack the rug belongs. But I felt like it added a modern twist. As I said, I wanted this to be authentic and rustic, but also kind of modern, so it's a mix of different things. And the bathroom is kind of weird because of the location and the window placement. The whole floor plan is a bit weird. You know, in the very beginning where I've talked about the really tall platform where I've placed the pergola, I have a room right behind this platform, and because of the platform I could only place windows right at the top, so I decided to turn this into a bathroom later. It was a bit confusing on the inside. Like, I always work on the exterior first, and sometimes strange things happen on the inside and you have to make some adjustments, but after all it all worked out. And I turned this corner of the a living room just into some type of office space. And this here is my favorite bedroom of the whole house. Like, I really like how this turned out. It looks really rustic yet modern. Just as I've said, this was kind of the whole vibe that I was going for the interior, and I'm in love with this room. I'm really obsessed. I've used some curtains on the wall. I've implemented a bit of wood here and there, like on the wall as well. The rug from Nifty Knitting and this fall fur rug and just different things. And I don't know why, but I love this room so much. It's quite simple. There isn't too much going on, but it kind of works out, and I just love the style. It looks so cozy and so inviting, and it looks rustic yet modern. This is another bedroom, just a really small kids bedroom kind of. There are 3 bedrooms in total. I think 3 bathrooms as well, or 2. I've forgotten right now, but it's like it's a proper family home kind of. It's not gigantic, it's not a mansion. The lot isn't that big, and I haven't even used the space of the whole lot for this, so it's like not super cramped in, which is kind of rare because I really like to use like every single inch of a lot, most of the time at least. But yeah, so this video is slowly coming to an end. The next video will be about the My Wedding Stories pack we're going to build in the new world, and I'm just so ready to show you what I'm going to create using the new pack. And here you can see lots of screenshots, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed this build. You can grab this from the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald. It's CC free and unmodded, and also you can grab the tray files on my Patreon if you would like to. And now it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreons. A big thank you to Asia, Dawn Bryce, Rishka MD, Sarah Diaz, Saturated Spark, Shannon McClam, Talena Lynn, 2Cats Tailoring, and Vicky S. Thank you so much for your huge support. Thank you to all my other Patreons. Thank you to anyone who watches my videos. I appreciate all of your support. I love you so much. Thank you for always being by my side. And I hope you are ready for some My Wedding Stories content. And yeah, I hope I see you in the next video, and I hope you are all doing super well. I wish you a perfect week. Bye bye.